Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. It's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman got the podcast chat. Cycling is back and it's a natural fact. I said this is the best podcast chat.
Welcome to Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman, the place to be for what's happening in cycling. In this podcast, you will be in tune with the latest cycling news, interviews with cyclists, and be updated with the events happening in the world of cycling. Hello, I am Oswald Bowman. Follow this podcast episode on YouTube. Feel free to leave a review or comment. This is Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman. Let's get started.
Okay.
What's going on? Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm all right. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Congrats on you. I know you had some problem in the cross country, but we had some sad news yesterday with Banks that passed away. So, you know, my condolence to his, we sending our condolence to his family. He was a driver to the motorcycle that Erdonis does his live, bring us the live from. So condolence to Mr. Banks and his family. Sad in Belize, a senseless killing. I'm hoping the government doing something to try and bring down all the crime in Belize. It's a senseless killing.
Yeah, it's a little out of control, man.
Yeah, it's and it's both governments, both governments. They need to start to do something to control all that crime. It's like whenever we go there from here or any part of international and go to Belize, it's a big fear. You know, it's been going on for over 10 years now with all the high crime.
It got worse.
Yeah. But I know you had an accident, Bill, in the cross-country race. How are you feeling? Are you better? You healed?
No, I mean, I'm not healed. I'm getting there, but I'm pretty beat up.
I know.
You know, thankfully nothing was broken or anything like that, but I did get a concussion and having some issues with both of my shoulders right now. But you know, hoping in another week or so, I'm kind of back to normal. I still haven't ridden yet since I've been home. You know, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday I'll try and get out for a short ride and see how everything is. But yeah, it's been a little rough.
Man, and I saw you ride up. Last time I saw you, that accident had to happen in the 40s? By mile?
We were right around 30, 32 miles to go.
Yeah, no, I saw you came out of Belmont Pan, you was up front. Like,
Yeah.
you was almost, I saw you on, like on the inside, like in the second top 10 guys.
Right.
But how was it? Was the race a fast race? I know the record was broken.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, obviously it was pretty quick. The record was broken by, a minute and change, something like that. I forget the exact specifics, but it was definitely fast. But I personally I think it was maybe a little bit of an easier version, just than some years past. While it was fast, it was maybe a little bit more steady than it's been in years past. You know, usually it's pretty aggressive, a lot of attacks.
Yeah.
Fast, slow, and there was certainly a little bit of that this year, but maybe a little bit less than normal. And I think because the speed stayed a little more constant, to me at least, you might get a different answer from somebody else. But for me, I thought it was a little bit easier.
That's what
I just kind of whittled things down from behind.
And that's why I kind of thought it would have been a good race for the Belizean cyclists because it was more like a steady race. But it seems like the top cyclists from Belize didn't, most of them didn't do too well. You
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always lots of different reasons in there, and I mean, I think it's towards the end of the race, you know, when I like at that point when I crashed, there was I don't know 35 guys
Yes.
in the front group maybe.
Yes, yes.
And I came to find out later that that crash I went down, and I also found out Opie went down as well, unfortunately. But my understanding is that little crash is what kind of split the group up
Yes.
towards, you know, that 30-ish miles to go.
Yes.
I was literally eighth wheeler in line
Yes,
when
yes,
it happened,
yes.
and
Yes.
all of a sudden seven guys were in that front group.
Yes. Yes, yes, and what,
My little input on this is that, oh, go ahead, Oswald. I'm sorry.
no, I'm sorry, James, go ahead, James. We have James Sanchez and
My input on it is that the Belizean have a negative way of approaching cross country. They target only the Belizeans, and they also ride selfish. In terms, what I'm explaining that they are small-minded riders, not to put down my Belizean riders, and that's how when that break happen, they have a certain way of riding that I'm not happy with. And I'll be honest with you, like, for example, if Bill Elliston is the guy to look at, they're going to ride under Bill Elliston's tail. They won't try to help Bill Elliston take no pace and try to make the race be smaller and eliminate the weaker guys. They ride like that. They ride for themselves. And that's the problem I have with Belize cycling. I don't know Belizean. Sorry. I was being honest to you. They ride dirty. And that's why they lost that race on Saturday. Sorry, that's my input.
yep,
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them. My impression is a lot of them ride scared.
Right.
There's always been a natural assumption that whatever foreigners come in are going to be better than them, and it's not always the case. I think a lot of guys, you know, like I see, you know, everybody uses social media, right? Like you see videos of guys, and some guys post their ride data and this and that. And while I see there's a fair amount of riders down there doing some 6-hour rides, I would be very likely to say that they're not doing them even at a good endurance pace because that's part of the equation. Is, you know, you've got your power meter, but you've also got the heart rate, which is important because that's the ultimate governor. And I can speculate pretty close. I think a lot of guys, when they might do 6 hours, they're doing it at not a good physiological quality because you know another fact of this, and this goes back to like the on there of heart rate is if you're training below 65% of your max heart rate, that's right, you're making no physiological changes. Yeah. So you've got to be 65% or higher. You know, so most of these 6-hour rides, you should be in that 70 to 75% range, which, you know, while it's still an endurance ride, but that's actually like, it's not tough, right? It's still a hard ride. And when I'm doing those rides at home, for me to do 6 hours at home, the flattest way I can do that is probably about 4,000 feet of elevation. Well, that's as flat as I can make it. And for me, that's like on a good day, that's still going to be 19 miles an hour, you know, at that elevation. And when I see guys going out and back on the Western Highway with almost no elevation, granted, there's a lot of wind, I get that,
and their average speed is like 16 miles an hour, that's probably not getting the job done physiologically, even though they're getting the time.
Yep.
Then, how about
So
Palace?
I think there's some of that going on, but another kind of a side note, I gather that nobody knows that this is I've actually been working with Oscar this year. He switched coaches back in January, and I've been working together, and I think his fitness was pretty good coming in. It's hard to say where compared to last year. I can look at his files, but I don't have the notes along with the files. But I think his fitness was at least as good, probably a little bit better than last year. I think as you alluded to, as part of the equation now is it's like you got to train advance, follow your tail all day, and that's I had that discussion, and it's a hard thing to deal with. It definitely changes the way you have to do the bike race to some degree.
How about Palace and Bill? How about nutrition? A lot of guys wait until like probably last couple of weeks before the race to try and like do proper nutrition, eat, and isn't that something that they're supposed to be doing? Their full training, preparing for the race. That's one of the things I think guys.
One of the things that Ben mentioned that makes a lot of sense to me, and Ben is a professional coach, and Alex also is an international coach, professional coach. They both make sense in terms of nutritional and the way you deal with certain things, especially with cross country and Ben and Carlos. I have to admit it from the bottom of my heart that they know what they're saying. And it hurts my heart to see that we don't not adhere to what Bill and Ross are saying. It touched me deeply because I have cycling in my vein, and they should sit down and listen to what Bill and Ross is saying about the whole scenario about cycling in belief. And Bill covered a large amount of what I was going to say. So I'm on the board with Bill and Ross. These guys know what they're doing and they know what they're saying. And I have to respect and honor them because they're the people that show me that I'm not crazy. I'm not talking in a delusional form of state that it is what it is. And thank you, Bill, and Paras, because you guys know what's going on.
Yeah,
That's my little 1 cent input of what's going on in the case.
yes, so
We have such a lot of topics that have touched with you as well. I've learned over the years that cycling have become a different scientific, the cycling is scientific now more than technical. It compared to when I was riding back in the 80s, and we used to use more brute force and ignorance, and so but it has come, what they don't think and that to me that it's just, we are still riding, but we are smooth because we are using science now, so we got to use the
It's kind of funny, right? Because I've been racing since '84, '85, so similar to you, and I've been coaching, I don't know, for almost 20 years at this point, and with all the past years and all this data, the principles have all stayed the same, right? The principles are still the same as they were. It's maybe it's a different amount of ingredient from this one and that one, but most of the principles are all still the same thing. And I'm the first to admit, I know power in its basic form. Like, I'm not the guy that does the deep dive into power and all these metrics, all these graphs. I don't understand it. And to be perfectly blunt, I don't think you need to, for the most most part. You know, it really is helpful on a fairly basic level. But I think it's a lot more up here and really thinking about stuff. And I think that's where, to me, that's where a lot of the guys down there maybe get a little bit lost. I know all those guys are using power meters and stuff, but I think a lot of people tend to still think it's a bit of a pissing contest of who can be the strongest. And it's like, hey, I'm 55 years old. In theory, I should be in the mix down there. And I can be because I'm smart enough to figure stuff out. And if I showed you guys my training logs, since November of last year, I've probably had 4 weeks where I've ridden 4 times. The rest of this 3 days a week. That's it. Because I don't have time, right? So I've got a life, I've got a mortgage, I've got, a job, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's being smarter with time, right? It's being smarter with figuring out how can you make the bike race work to your advantage, to your skill set. And I think that's where a lot of people get lost.
Yeah, right there. That's really good. I'm trying to figure it, but right now, okay, I just finished my house and things. I haven't trained sometime a week here. I just go and I go to what a week, so sometimes I don't see you. But it's basically like you said, I'm just using kids and saying to them. So I think a 23-mile race, the next code won't be able to stop me as well because I got this experience as well.
But Palas and Bill, do you think the cyclists of today have the mental strength that we had when we ride, 27, 30 something years ago?
I would quickly say no. I don't think they're mentally skilled to go through, especially as long races. That's why I say cross country is not an easy race to win. They average 25. If it was an easy race to win, then I'm sure I could have won at least one of the 25 years. And so the mental skill that you have to possess to win a cross country is so hard and so difficult. You that guys, you don't have that skill set, that mental skill set, and so that's the reason why we don't see a lot of Britain winning cross country that easily. They can come second, they can come third, fourth, fifth, but they have that skill to know to think properly under pressure. Cause you have to know to think under pressure across country. I mean, that's what he was so happy to be. He had been there before, so I gave an answer. He made the error, but I said, no, he decided, no, I don't want nobody to go for me, so he tried to chase everybody. But that's why they got wrong because there were other guys there, Polaho and Lopez were riding the same team. So Polaho, if I was there, Polaho may have chased Lopez, and Lopez may have chased Polaho. So whichever one jump up home, I look for the next one for chase. I can't chase that. But he's young. He's young in age, and he's young in mentality as well, and so he can make errors, and that's really what I was saying. That even if Mobile didn't win, Mobile could have came up better position if he was trying smarter.
Yeah, I agree with Alice. I think a lot of riders of this generation lack that little something mentally. I think it's a lot of reasons, right? Like over here, I used to run tons of camp development and talent ID camps for our governing body, and it's no different down there, right? The societal changes since 1985 till now, like the internet, cell phones. You can get whatever you want 24 hours a day. Wikipedia, all this information is at your fingertips, and society as a whole is like they don't have to work quite as hard sometimes to get some basic stuff because it's right there.
Yeah.
Right? It's right there. I could order food at 11 o'clock at night and have it delivered in 15 minutes, right? You can do whatever you want. And so I think that's kind of softened people a little bit. And the other thing to remember, like historically, bike racing, its roots in Europe, it's a very blue collar sport, man. It's your working and sport because it's hard. It's a way out of something anything else, right? It's a way out of work at the factory. It's a way out of work at the shipyard. That's how it all started, and that's still a thing. It's a working class sport because it's so hard. You have to have this unbelievable innate ability and desire to suffer.
Yeah.
If you don't have that,
Yeah.
you can forget about it, man. You've got to embrace that. And that suffering is bred from real life. Like, holy shit, I got to work 3 jobs to pay the mortgage, to feed my kid, or whatever it is. And it's that mentality that you have to have to be successful. That's right, Bill.
I remember the days when we used to ride.
Yeah, it is. It's a hard sport, and I mean, you see it now, right? Like, I'm sure the school kids there are probably not that different than kids here that get into a sport for a year or two and we're not automatically successful. Like, this is stupid. They try something else because it's like it's hard. You got to work. I didn't win a bike race. God, it was like my 4th year racing bikes before I won a bike race. And I tell everybody, the only reason I'm still here racing bikes is because I was blissfully ignorant when I was a kid. I was literally dumb as a box of rocks when I was a kid. Thank God for that because now I'm here.
Yeah, man, it's hard work.
It's extremely tough.
It's hard
I'm
work.
done with you 500%. 500%. I'm done with you, Bill. I know that's what's going on. I respect that big time.
So
I think too, like Alice, like back when you started racing, you guys had probably more races, more opportunity. Smile. I mean, that's what put money in the teams, right?
Yeah. This one, sir, I can't find winners, Bill. This one, they're donors.
I asked some of these guys what they get from their sponsors, and it doesn't sound like much of anything. I know what he was getting from Santee and some of those guys, and it's like, well, there's some incentive too, right? Like some guys were making a bit of a living, right?
No, that's right. That's right.
We had it good. We had everybody had the same bikes and stuff back then. And so Saturday was selling some good bucks on us. So but these sponsors, we didn't have sponsors. I can't do
bonus, yeah. So Palas and Bill, what we got to do moving forward, preparing for next year cross country. I think.
I think I heard when I came on, and Bill was talking, and
Put the mic close to you. Put the mic close to you.
Okay, got you.
what Bill was saying was a mouthful right there. You have to get.
Thank you. He said the mouthful. He said a mouthful.
You have to decide what races you want to do. You want to see how much finance you can garner to maybe do a couple international races.
That's right, Palas. That's right.
Just riding in teams. Scarlett, the country, last year the cross country, go back to his team, and so those are the kind of thing you need to do if you want to go far in cycling. Just ride in the league, you make it.
There's every year at the end of February, there's a great 9-day stage race in the Dominican Republic.
Yes,
It's awesome. It's a great stage race.
Yeah. They took Jamar and some guys one time. So the same year Jamar won it, Jamar went and do that tour.
Yeah, it's a great race. And Alice, obviously Gus Carrillo, right?
Oh, he's on that.
Yeah, so Gus is always looking for guys to fill in roster spots for all these little races.
Yes,
all over South America.
That's what Jamar went that.
Yeah, I sent one of my 23 kids on a couple of trips with Gus already. Because it's like for $1,000, you get your flight and you pitch a few bucks into the kitty, and you go to a week of timber bike racing. It's going to make you happy.
Bill, my number one for the first time. But the number one coach
Yeah.
Also, also, more got 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 race, and then that about they took I don't want to they now but but you go they was
Right.
And so it just show. So if we do some a little more time trial, when we go to these stores, we can show the right way.
They should,
Yes, yes.
like every other, I know they do the Thursday morning races, but every other Thursday they should do one on John Smith Road, right? Just out and
Thank
back.
you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
I organize it. I was doing the Giants with the first night at the airport and knock it 10 miles at 10 miles time trial. We used to do that every time. We used to do 1 out. We used to do a race and then the next week come up to the time trial. But like what I said, sometimes we had only 6 guys we had coming up sometimes. And do
What I'm saying is that Team Rider, what I'm saying is Team Rider that I respect and I love very much because he understands cycling, not like Palat and Elliston and as well. These guys are guys that I look up to because they understand pain and separation in cycling.
Yeah.
Now, when they have an input, you have to sit down and listen to them because they have an input that is very, very valuable. And so Vallan, I have to respect Vallan with everything in my heart, and I love him very much because he's not a quitter. He's not a quitter. He's not a quitter. And Vallan showed me that cycling is pain and separation. That's like Palas showed me and Elliston. And I spoke to Uncle because Uncle my big brother. That's like Palas. And I look up to these guys, but I followed cycling from 1979.
Yeah.
I followed cycling, and people like these people I love and respect. And that's like Elliston. So we work together talk right now because we love the sport of cycling. And our input is very vital to me. Very vital. And I'll tell you something, we have a long way to go in Belize. We have to make the Belizean understand that cycling is not about control and stopping. It's about growing.
So, moving on, guys.
That's my input.
So, this is a rest period for the cyclists, right? Balance. Do they continue to train, or what's the next move now?
most of our guys we do our race right now.
Yeah. That's gonna last what, a month before they start a ride again. Depends on what race is coming up.
If that race was up, if Mongo race was up, then we should have no respect right now.
Okay, good. Okay.
And then our Mongo Jamar.
So I think riders should be there should be no restraint now. This is no time to rest. We should be riding up to get ready for the Monto Classic and then getting ready for the National Road Championship.
Yeah, but okay. So when you think it's best for them to do like some gym work, some weight work?
I think the gym work should come in September, October, November. They're about that 3 months because as Bill would say as well, Belize don't even do gym work. We don't even do gym work in Belize. And
I ran my stuff and I do that every Monday. I got a gym session for morning.
That's awesome. I'm telling you,
I like it.
the period where you really have to bite a bit and then you're doing that 3 months, 2.5 months, 3 months gym work. With Belize don't get that.
One thing, about the head.
Oscar Kiros studies, and so
Yeah.
when I was a few guys in that.
And full. Small group.
That's why I go.
My input,
That's what we need to do.
my input is that there's no reference across country. That's my input. You don't think that my input is that you don't have no because if you want to reach continental pro level and pro level, you have to up to the cross country, take a few day break and then you go back at it again. That's what Bubblehead is doing. Bubblehead, these people are playing no game. They get out for the kill. And that's why I love Pass and Buckle because they don't play games. They out for the kill. They're out for the kill. That's my input.
Yeah.
Because of something like you don't afford to stay the Vallan line. Like when you guys are the coach, do you guys make those your riders work out scheduled for a week?
Yeah, I said schedule for the week and for the month, and whatever race they go gearing for that, the schedule. Yeah.
And then for us, to do the endurance for cross country, do it better for you to do it as a group or by yourself?
I like the group ride. I like the group ride. I was emphasizing at least someone on the team should come together and do a group trainers, because what you do it facilitates you as a group, and so you are doing what you call like a mock race. But if you only have 6 riders riding, it's kind of difficult for you to be riding 6 riders and doing.
You know, 6 hours. That's 6 hours. The average is 19.
Could I ask Bill Elliston and call us a question? This is for 2 of them.
I need to try to help them to reach that level now. Is riding with heart rate monitor, getting them to ride their heart rate.
Bring it up.
Yeah. When I wake up, Bill, and my heart rate, like I get a resting heart rate that's close to 40 right now, Bill. But if I wake up and my heart rate is at 78, Bill, I'm going to do a slow ride or I'm going to do a no ride. Yeah. Because that's been I'm tired.
Yeah.
So like I said that most of them. They need some additional help. I think I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, that's good. There's so many.
Like if you got it, I don't know if you use it.
You have that too?
Yeah, well, guys. So Spalas, what do you think the government of Belize could do to help with the association, or at least help with the cyclists to, you know what I mean, when it comes to funds?
Well, say quickly, I'm around government as well, so I work at a reputable law firm and I'm a young politician and stuff. But when I hear they read the budget was read last 2 weeks. When you hear the budget the budget for sport in Belize is under $1 million. And then we have 28 different sports. So if you
that's not good.
They're going to give each discipline people about 6,000 apiece. So it's just sad. So I can't even look to them for really looking and say, well, we need to tap into the government. When I heard that, I really got discouraged.
All right, but Palas, you remember when the race used to finish at National Stadium? At least you have to pay to go in. You had guys selling different stuff, beers, whatever, in the inside. How about when you guys used to do fundraising in your cycling days?
When this is like I was trying to explain, but like I said, sometimes people are busy, I'm sure, but I mean, I'm telling Glenn, the Federation don't even have vision. I'm telling Glenn for some while, Glenn, you can get 2 or 3 bars out at the detail park.
Yeah.
You can get food out at the detail park. You can whenever city council are fair, they block off for
Tell the spot,
and they block off for you pay for going, so nobody
people are finishing line.
If you have $4, You get $1,000 more than you can receive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's every night said,
Everybody pay.
like my princess, and like I down the street, and we can get to the finishing line.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Guns having his cross country on the 21st. For Mr. Guns cross country, I'm responsible for the beers and the food. You know what I mean? So we making steps to create, funds for what he's trying to do and for him to help.
We cannot need to do it because everybody has one go to they don't believe that they so rather than run that time, we go to cross country, we cannot cross the last man they pop out of their vehicle with 3 kids are there and they bring 3 kids are there and they drink I'm on the road something like I said 3 more kids up and down and they doing so much that goes up to the pedals so
Make money.
Yeah.
money. That's simple things so make money we don't even have that vision so but I think like it kind of discouraged me a bit now I think for they don't do it so that need discouraging.
Back here, they don't have no treatment now, Murry and John. They used to charge them for one recharge, right?
Yeah.
So they could lock up the street and detail the park and then charge it over the
Yeah. 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 Easy. Yeah, very easy.
I used to how them have the junior cross country. The young guy like when they have the league race then they have the finishing line. They put on the big cross country pass, race them on the screen out there and charge you go in and then I got to finish that line and just finish that line there.
There's a lot of
That's a bring all the parents there.
There's a lot of things to do.
Yeah, but no, they know no idea.
Say go we'll find you out now. I'll control our bar.
When he does that after the race, I have some people in the crowd. Yeah, they don't want to do it, but somebody do it near the crowd.
They don't want to do that. They want nobody to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to sit down and talk to Glenn and hopefully try and help him and make it better, man. Because I spoke to him once. He seems to be pretty good, and I know he wants to do the right thing for CFB, But like you guys talk about this, the cyclists, if they want to get better, they got to attend races, outside of Belize. They cannot wait for the government. They cannot wait for CFB, So it's like Bill traveled from Jersey or Philadelphia or from America to Belize to take part of cross country every year, which is great. So I know you'll continue to coach your team, right, Palas?
Yeah. I'll teach, like if you say I'll teach you guys for use a heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
I'll teach you the racing heart rate and I'll start from scratch with it.
Yeah, you're gonna actually have to have like class, you know what I mean? Bring them in and actually, or zoom them in and have classes, But
Elliston coaching has been in Belize for a while, been the coach for a while now, so rather than to like maybe a team like bobblehead team, then they might have to seek out Bill help as well.
yeah.
After your help, because you're international coach as well.
They need to come on Belize to have one whole week coaching course in cycling.
It's funny you say that. Like we've talked about Miss Karen Vernon and I were talking about that. About trying to put something together maybe over the winter or early next year to come down and run some clinics and do that kind of stuff. I did it. I've done it twice now down there, and I'm always happy to come do that kind of stuff again.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
When is the last time Belize have coaching claim, a certified coaching, the cycling?
Well, a long time, boy. Long time.
A good while, right? I still meet with football palace I just do one last and I wait a year to do my next one. So we got 2 times for the year to get certified to coach in a football. But I don't think cycling do it.
FIFA got a lot of money though.
Yeah, FIFA is like more ancient.
We used to do it. They used to do it for free. People used to send their own people, international coaches, to do it for us for free. But now, then they charge me now for do it, and a local man they do it now.
Okay.
Local coaches they do it.
Nice.
So I think cycling.
But
Then the federation need to make the man come and have a coaching course.
I'm a big favorite, big down bill for coach,
Yeah.
right? And coach.
And coach.
Yeah. Have sessions. Yeah. Bill and Palas, how you guys think about the bikes? I mean, I know the bikes make a big difference, but a lot of kids in Belize can't afford like a bike you ride, Palas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like I got the Cannondale from you, which is it's a great bike. You think they could still use a bike like the Cannondale, right? They don't have to have like the S7 or something like you have to perform.
I will tell you doing this. We need for Colombia down at Guiga. Because a lot of the boy Justin Chararia,
They need help.
a lot of the guys who ride bike and the bike was set for them, the Guiga boys.
Yeah.
They're going to set their bike for them so that they got an easier ride and stuff. No?
Yeah.
I like the League Griga crowd, but I think the League Griga crowd need a better coaching.
But they're not going to coach it.
They need a better coach. They need a good coach.
Not a football player, you boy, the coach. Champion.
I think so. We don't know nothing about football, bike.
He not footballer, the coach.
I think when they have race down at Griga, the competition weak. So when they come to Belize set the crowd and JLN jerk them.
Yeah.
Because they're not level competition down there in Griga. They only race mountain themselves.
But since I have me with the federation, if we bring in Bill come, and then for the coach come and say,
Don't they need
they go land. And when they land, then they go help. If they land, they go help. But if they don't know what don't go cycling,
they can't.
They part to the kids.
They never have race today.
No race. But so Palas, the first thing CFB got to do is send them out for the coaches.
Yeah, we need some coaches. So coaches for coach riders and coach coaches.
Yeah.
That's how we do with football.
And you also have to bring a nutrition. Someone to tell them how to eat, what to eat.
Yeah. Nutrition is important.
That's big.
Bill more wrong than me. Bill might know. Definitely Bill know more than me and nutrition. I gotta leave it, but I never did specialize that. But I'm sure Bill could help in a nutrition as well. Bill could help in a nutrition. Bill could help in ergonomics and the science and the sports and I have a lot of knowledge, but I have a lot of because I ride long time ago and I just start to read up now. I get on Google, I watch things.
Yeah.
Bill got more hands-on than me, but so I think Bill will be a perfect guy for Konam. I have a seminar for these kids and for the
people that used to me at all. You know, Belize like we too.
That's right. To bring them to help man.
Yeah, nice, man. So guys, it was a great discussion, man. Thanks to all of you guys. Thanks, Palas. Thanks, Vallan, Bill, James. Murry was on for a little while. Appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for taking out the time. Vallan, how is the football how is the soccer team coming?
We lose again.
They don't say.
You lose?
Good night, guys.
All right, guys. Good night, man. Thanks for coming on.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Bike chat with Oswald Bowman. I want to big up and thanks the guys for coming on. Palas, Vallan, James Sanchez, Bill, and Murry. Appreciate you guys for coming on. This is Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman. Coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. Again, we send our condolences to the Banks family after passing of Banks yesterday. He's the person that bring the life to us with our donors. So as we send our condolences to the Banks family. This is Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman, coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks to all the guys that was on tonight. We had a great chat. I know the association or CFB is doing their best. I know Glenn Flowers will definitely improve in whatever area he need to improve the sports. But thanks for listening. Thanks for being me. Thanks to Jaden, my tech. And this is Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman. Thank you and good night.
Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. It's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman got the podcast chat. Cycling is back and it's a natural fact. I said this is the best podcast chat.